Is Varuna, the Lord of Oceans. It's written Shano Varuna. So there is a shlok which is recited at ceremony for launching a warship. Thou art the heavens, O Aditi, and thou art the unfathomable space. By thee we are measured and protected, and thou art us, thy children. Thou art all the gods in heaven. Thou art the five nations. Thou art our present and future. Thou the measure of goodness. Thou the mistress of righteousness. To thee we tender our offerings. Far flung are thy domains, ever widening, ever prospering. Happy, O Aditi, and blessed is thy guidance. With thy blessing we embark on the ship that rides well the waves, so broad in beam and spacious, comfortable, resplendent. Blessed are her courses, her rudder strong, faultless in construction, her bilges dry. So with the words of praise to thee we embark on this venture, that prosperity may follow with thy thrice blessed protection, O Aditi, who are thyself the spirit of the earth and the space and the heavens. Invoking the Lord of Oceans, Varuna. So maritime India. Indian tradition demands that every gift of nature is acknowledged by offering homage to its presiding deity, water being among the most precious gift of nature, and Varuna its presiding deity. We have the Vedic prayer. Sha no Varuna, be auspicious unto us, O Varuna. The ocean is so ingrained in our culture that we have so many different names for it. It is associated with the emergence of life and wealth, as well as the first of Vishnu's incarnations. The Vedas also refer to Samudra Manthan, churning of ocean by the Devas and Asuras to obtain Amrit, ambrosia. This churning continues and is perhaps more relevant today when the depletion of land-based resources seem to stare at us over the horizon. Indian literature, sculpture, painting, and the still unfolding archaeological evidence points to a flourishing and continuous saga of maritime activity from as far back as 3000 BC. This is further corroborated from literary and archaeological evidence uncovered from other seafaring nations of days gone by. So as always, the primary maritime activity was trade, but inevitably navies had to be built and maintained to protect one's maritime interest and sovereignty over the seas. A natural corollary to this was the cultural and religious efflorescence took place between the trading nations. The most remarkable of these is the spread of Indian culture in Southeast Asia. This is perhaps the only instance in maritime activity naturally was predominantly the forte of the kingdoms in peninsular India, the most prominent of them being the Chola, Pandya, Chera, Satvahana and Kalinga kings. The Maurya and Gupta empires also engaged in considerable maritime activity. India's predominance over our surrounding seas declined towards the 12th century AD when the Arabs seized the initiative. The hegemony passed from them to the Portuguese. In the early 16th century, they were replaced by the Dutch for a short interlude, and then the English, paving the way for India's colonization. These were only two instances of Indian attempts to regain the control of the seas. These were heroic but short-lived attempts by the Kunjali Maraccas of Calicut. Sha no Varuna. Varuna. Beautiful.